Real estate used to be one of the important engines of China's economic development, but it has continued to deteriorate in recent years. Foreign media reported that the number of vacant houses in various parts of China is as high as 80 million to 90 million. Ghost towns without people can be seen everywhere, even in first-tier cities like Tianjin. Let's talk about the topic of ghost towns in China today. With housing prices so high today, there are actually whole communities that have been abandoned. Dozens of apartment buildings are empty during the daytime. Entering here is like entering a ghost town at the end of the world. This is an abandoned community outside Panjin City in Liaoning Province in northeast China called Weihai Community. This community has been built for a long time. For some reason, no one has moved in. It has been abandoned for many years. The weeds on the ground are so high, and it feels like the end of the world. The doors of these units are all sealed. I came here during the day because I dare not come at night. The windows of the building opposite are empty houses with no one in them. Even during the day, it is a bit gloomy. Xi'an Yacht Club is a landmark tourism project in Xiamen and even in Fujian Province. It took 16 years and hundreds of millions of dollars to build a ghost town, and there is no trace of human life. Yes, this project is Xi'an Yacht Club, located in the east of Xiamen Island, with convenient transportation and rich sea view resources. From the video, we can see that almost all villas are built on the sea, with a beautiful environment and broad vision. The sea area alone is 700,000 square meters. Maybe you can't understand how big 700,000 square meters is, but if I tell you that it is equivalent to the size of 100 football fields, you can feel it. Among them, the main building area is as high as 560,000 square meters, not including the sea area. Blogger Xingge said that it is a pity that this villa complex was built in such a good location but was abandoned. In this prime location, any ordinary house costs millions or even tens of millions, not to mention single-family villas. The reason why Xi'an Yacht Club has become what it is now is because there is a huge debt problem behind it, which has reached an astonishing billions. The major developers are powerless and had to give up after 10 years of development. Dayong Ancient City, the largest ghost town in Zhangjiajie, costs 2.5 billion yuan and covers 269,000 square meters. Since opening, it has averaged fewer than 20 visitors per day, lost 500 million yuan, and now faces bankruptcy. Zhangjiajie is a world-famous tourist city known for its top attractions, Zhangjiajie National Forest Park and Tianmen Mountain, to cater to South Korean tourists who see visiting Zhangjiajie as a sign of filial piety. The city even added Korean to public signs. In the first half of 2024, Dayong Ancient City saw just 2,300 tourists, while a single cableway in the National Forest Park drew 420,000. Most tourists focus on two main spots, Tianmen Mountain, which takes a day to visit, and Zhangjiajie National Forest Park, which is farther away but requires more time. Since Dayong Ancient City is neither close to Tianmen nor offers unique experiences, it fails to attract visitors. Even at night, tourists prefer the more vibrant 72 arcades over Dayong's dull, outdated replicas. Of course, the core reason is that ancient buildings like Dayong Ancient City lack basic cultural heritage. There are too many such ancient towns in China, and they are either half dead or on the verge of bankruptcy. There are few that are really successful. This blogger found a ghost town on Hainan Island with thousands of villas, but no one in them. Today I left Sanya and drove towards Lingshui. I searched on the map and took such a road and saw a clean and beautiful villa complex. But when I was driving on the road, I found that it seemed empty here, and there was no security at the door. Out of curiosity, I drove the car in, and the result surprised me. I turned around, and there was no one in the beautiful villa complex. All the houses were unoccupied. Brothers, I found an empty city here in Lingshui. I took the drone and flew it to see what the villa was like. Thousands of coastal villas are neatly arranged with a beautiful environment, stadiums, parks, and schools. But it is empty and uninhabited. You should know that this is a villa area with a first-line sea view. In Daking, I found an abandoned community with few people. Today I will show you. This place is called Fengsho Village in Daking. It is far away from the main urban area and surrounded by some large plains. It is indeed too far away from the main urban area. It should have been a very popular community in Daking before, but people have basically moved away now. I saw that this place has been demolished beyond recognition. It looks really dangerous. This household should be a small store. There is a small square window. This household could make breakfast and eat hot pot. What we are seeing now is the former school of this community, but now it has become a bread factory. The old city of Yumen City, Gansu Province, seems to be forgotten by time, forever stuck in the 1980s and 1990s. The streets are full of closed stores, abandoned buildings can be seen everywhere, and it is difficult to see people on the streets. Why has it become like this? Why don't people want such a good house? Where have all the people gone? Today I will take you to visit this mysterious town. This is a park with a sense of age. Now as the flow of people disperses, it seems particularly quiet. This is called Zhongping Department Store. According to locals, there used to be a wide variety of goods here, but now it is empty. Do you see this cinema? It used to be a good place for locals to have fun and relax. It is said that it was hard to get a ticket every weekend, but now it has become an unforgettable memory for a generation. I am now in a residential area, which is also in a state of depression. There is no one here. I originally wanted to go up and take a look, but you can see that the doorways at the staircase over there are all blocked, and I can't go up. There is a group of abandoned villas in Shenyang, Liaoning. No one dares to approach it within a few miles at night. It has been abandoned for 20 years. It is in the famous Qipanshan scenic area. These villas are arranged neatly, not only single-family, but also row houses. Looking around, it is like a cemetery group, so what happened here in the past? Let's take a look at the introduction by blogger Xi'an. It was originally planned to build the largest wealthy area in Shenyang with a total investment of $3 billion. In 2003, the external mine structure was built here, and the Green Road was just about to be built, but it was suddenly announced that construction would stop. Overnight, 500 workers faced unemployment, and the next day it became the largest abandoned villa complex in Liaoning. There is a ghost town in Panjin, Liaoning Province, with nearly 100 residential buildings and thousands of houses. It has been abandoned for 10 years. No one has been found in the area. There is no vitality, and the ground is covered with weeds. The locals almost all call it the first ghost town in Panjin. The center is full of reeds, and the height is very deep. There is no space for footing. This height cannot be grown in 1 or 2 years. It has been abandoned for so many years without any movement. Where did the person in charge of the relevant department go? Blogger Shin asked local villagers and inferred that the developer first demolished the villagers' houses and then built these buildings, but was forced to stop by the government. Therefore, this piece of land may involve illegal construction, which is why it was stopped. In 2008, Golden Finance 117, a project led by Hong Kong tycoon Pan Sutong, began construction, aiming to become the core of the new Beijing-Tianjin Golden World Metropolitan Development Plan. Golden Finance 117 has a total of 128 floors above ground and 4 floors underground. The 117 floors above ground are planned for residential, hotel, and commercial space. The skyscraper also plans to have the world's highest observation deck, swimming pool, restaurant, and sky bar. In 2015, Golden Finance 117 ranked 5th in the world, second only to the Burj Khalifa in Dubai, Shanghai Tower, Abraj Al Bait Clock Tower in Mecca, and Ping An Financial Center in Shenzhen. Unlike most other skyscrapers of similar height, the highest floors of Golden Finance 117 are habitable. If completed and put into use, it would become the second tallest habitable building in the world, second only to the 828-meter-high Burj Khalifa. As the capital chain of Hong Kong Golden Properties Group was interrupted after the Chinese stock market crash in mid-2015, Golden Finance 117 stopped construction after the structure was capped in September of the same year and entered an indefinite suspension in December 2020. Later, the building resumed construction on some facilities several times, but it was never completed. And it is rumored that the former CEO has resigned and settled in the UK. Chinese auto companies are facing intense internal competition, and the electric car brand Nezha Auto is experiencing severe operational difficulties. It is rumored that the company's former CEO, Zhang Yang, has gone to the UK, and the news has sparked speculation from the public. In response, Zhang Yang stated that he had been running around to raise funds for the company. According to reports from multiple media outlets such as Daily Economic News, Many former Nezha Auto employees said the company has accumulated nearly 400 million yuan, RMB, the same below, in unpaid compensation involving more than 3,000 people. Nezha Auto's domestic retail sales in China in January this year totaled only 110 vehicles. In 2024, Nezha Auto initiated multiple rounds of salary cuts and layoffs. From November to December of the same year, a large number of employees negotiated resignations with Nezha Auto, coinciding with reports of the company's poor management. In December 2024, Nezha Auto announced that due to strategic adjustments, Zhang Yang would no longer serve as Chief Executive Officer, CEO, and would be transferred to the role of company consultant. Fang Yunzhou, the founder and chairman of Nezha Auto, would assume the role of CEO. Zhang Yang's Weibo has not been updated since October 14 last year. Mainland media outlet Tech Planet quoted an insider as saying that Zhang Yang had applied for a British visa before leaving his position. He had recently traveled to the UK and is still there. A message about Zhang Yang's resignation and relocation to the UK began trending on the morning of the 14th. At 3:25 p.m. the same day, Zhang Yang posted a response on WeChat Moments. "Thank you for your concern. I have seen some rumors online. I am still a consultant for Nezha Auto and am running around to raise funds for the company." Cover News reported that when asked about the company's operations, a management representative said that the company was operating normally, but the operation was stretched. Several former Nezha Auto employees revealed to 36KR and other media that they have not received compensation for return subscribed equity, and the company has accumulated nearly 400 million yuan in unpaid compensation and payables. On April 14th, it was reported online that representatives of Nezha Auto dealers had gathered at the Tongxiang factory in Zhejiang to demand payment from the company. In a video, a dealer said, "From September last year until now, the manufacturer has not responded to our messages even once. China hits Boeing, but why the U.S. can win the aviation trade war." The U.S.-China trade war has shifted to the aviation sector. It is reported that China has ordered Chinese airlines to stop accepting Boeing aircraft and U.S. aircraft parts in retaliation for U.S. President Trump's tariff war. The Wall Street Journal reported that although the attack on Boeing may bring short-term gains for Beijing, China could suffer heavy losses. Trump condemned China on Tuesday, April 15th, for violating its agreement with Boeing. People familiar with the matter told Bloomberg that as part of the tit-for-tat trade war, in addition to ordering Chinese airlines to stop accepting Boeing aircraft, China also instructed these companies to halt purchases of any aircraft-related equipment and parts from U.S. firms. According to these sources, the Chinese Communist Party issued the order after imposing a retaliatory tariff of 125% on U.S. goods last weekend. These tariffs alone more than double the cost of purchasing U.S.-made aircraft and parts, making it unfeasible for Chinese airlines to accept Boeing aircraft. Trump condemned China for breaching the agreement. President Trump, informed of the latest attack on Boeing by the Chinese Communist Party, said on Truth Social on Tuesday, "It's interesting that they, the CCP, just reneged on a major deal with Boeing and said they would not receive the aircraft that had already been fully committed." According to the Wall Street Journal, Bernstein Research estimated on Tuesday that 27 of the many 737 MAX aircraft in Boeing's inventory were slated for delivery to China this year, along with some Boeing 787s and 775Fs. The cancellation of these orders would result in a cash flow loss of $1.2 billion. Bloomberg noted that given the surge in demand for new aircraft from airlines post-pandemic, particularly in markets like India, Boeing's setbacks in China have not impacted the company as severely as expected. Some aircraft originally designated for Chinese airlines have already been redirected to the Indian market. "We do not see China as critical to Boeing's growth in the coming years," said Seth Seifman, an analyst at JP Morgan, in a report. However, it is unrealistic to transfer all Boeing orders to Airbus. Airbus aircraft are essentially sold out through the end of this decade. The United States is likely to win this aviation trade war. China is expected to account for 20% of global aircraft demand in the next 2 decades, but its reliance on Airbus and the domestically produced COMAC C-19 may not be enough to meet demand. The C-919 heavily depends on American parts, especially its engine made by a GE Safran joint venture, making it vulnerable to U.S. export controls. Without access to key Western technologies and services, China's aerospace ambitions, including the C-929, could be severely hindered. As trade tensions rise, the U.S. maintains a clear advantage in the aviation sector, though President Trump has yet to announce a response.
是属于盗窃行为，知不知道？
哎呦哎呦，还盗窃呢！就为这点破折，你把我抓起来吧！你把我抓起来吧你！